Welcome to Thinking Rich with Amy Robles. This is the podcast made for you, the smart, ambitious woman. Thinking Rich is the show to help you think bigger, create your business you love, and keep your family first. We know when you enrich a woman's life, you help her entire circle of influence. Now here's your host, Amy Robles.
Welcome to Your Monday Maxim with Amy. This is your mental vitamin B. Each Monday, I share a little motivation and insight to start the week. You got a lot of people depending on you. There is big work for you to do. So here's a maxim for you, the smart, ambitious woman, to help you shine. Today's quote, I'm really excited, and I haven't done this before. This one is by Beyonce. And when I read this, I just stopped and had to go back and reread it like 2 or 3 times just to really process. And what she's saying is so real and so for us right now. She says, quote, women have to take the time to focus on our mental health. Take time for self, for the spiritual, without feeling guilty or selfish. The world will see you the way you see you and treat you the way you treat yourself, end quote. And there's so much in that. I think a lot of times we're really focused on our physical health and we're really making sure that our surroundings are taken care of and that we're eating properly, but we don't take time for our mental health, for our soul. And when your soul is neglected and overlooked, it affects every single aspect of your life. And so if that is digging in and finding a little more spiritual uplift, or if that's finding a way to connect, if that's a way that you can find what works for you, then you need to do that and not feel guilty or feel like you're being selfish. And the reason this is so important, this is something I really struggled with a long time ago. And there's times where it pops up and my husband will just stop me and say, wait, this is really good for you. So it's going to be really good for all of us. I want you to do that. Sometimes we just need that little extra reminder to say to ourselves, look, this is going to be good for you. So it's going to be good for this whole world and your personal impact, the way you influence the world comes from how you see yourself. I love that second part where she says the world will see you the way you see you. Sometimes we stop and we look in the mirror before we start the day, and what we say to ourselves is so unkind and so unfair. No more of that. We are done with that starting today. The world treats you the way you treat yourself. No one can treat you better until you know inside how much you deserve that and you are worth it. So there's a couple of things I want to tell you. Self-care, 1, is not bubble baths and massages. Now that can be part of it, but that may not be all of what is important for you and in your personal life. So the secret is you've got to find what really will make you feel that uplifted and complete and refreshed. What works is going to be the right thing. And that brings us to rule number 2, which is it's very personal to you. What works for you may not even make any sense to me, and vice versa. I love the quiet. I love listening. I love kind of being in my own little bubble and then going out in the world. Some people get that self-care by being in a group and just being around lots of people and having them touch them and talk to them and what is happening and all of this. And that doesn't work for me, which is funny because people think I'm very much an extrovert. And I can be, but I just need also that time. That I think there's a little bit of both the introvert and the extrovert in all of us. We need that balance. And the third rule is anything that you consider self-care is something that lifts you up and feels your soul. My friend Carrie Oberbrunner says repeatedly, you need to show up filled up. That means your soul is lifted, so you have something to give the rest of the world. And a lot of times, us, as we are smart, ambitious women taking care of so many different people, we are showing up and we are about empty. Our soul's gas tank is just really struggling. And if we are not careful, then we're just going to lose it and just crash. And that's so hard to pick yourself up from. And it's so hard to find the pieces, and you're just struggling in that. You want to find something that is perfect for you, that works for you and your lifestyle, and something that lifts you up so you are filled. Man, take this and run with it. Make sure that you have something that really works, because the world sees you the way that you see yourself. So make sure you're treating yourself right. I'm so grateful to spend this time with you. I'm so grateful to really learn from you and grow and go on this journey with you. Hey, you have a great week, and I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks for listening today. Remember, you can enrich your life and your bottom line. It starts with you. See you next time on Think Enriched with Amy Robles.